William Shakespeare's The Merry Wives of Windsor.
Sir, you persuade me not. I will make a storm chamber matter of it. If he were 20 John Falstaffs, he shall not abuse Robert Shallow, Esquire.
In the county of Gloucester, justice of peace and quorum.
Nay, cousin Slender, and Custalorum.
Aye, and Rutterlorum too, and a gentleman born, Master Parson, who writes himself Armagero, in any bill, warrant, quittance, or obligation, Armagero.
I that I do, and have done any time these 300 years.
All his successors gone before him have done it, and all his ancestors that come after him may. They may give the dozen white louses in their coat.
It is an old coat.
The dozen white louses do become an old coat well, and it agrees well, peasant, but is a familiar beast to man, and signifies love.
And the loose is the fresh fish, the saltfish is an old coat.
I may quarter, cuz.
You may by marrying.
It is marrying indeed, if he quarter it.
Not a whit.
Yes, fair lady. If he has the quarter of your coat, there is but 3 skirts for yourself, in me simple conjectures, but it is all one. If Sir John Falstaff has committed disparagement unto you, I am of the church, and will be glad to do my benevolence to make atonements and compromises between you.
The council shall bear it. It's a riot.
It is not meet the council hear a riot. There is no fear of God in a riot. The council, look you, shall desire to hear the fear of God, and not to hear a riot. Take your vizaments in that.
Ha! Oh, my life. If I were young again, the sword will end it.
It is better that friends is the sword and end it. And there's also another device to my plan, which peradventure brings the good distinctions there with it. There is Annie Page, there's the daughter to Master Thomas Page, which is pretty virginity.
Mistress Anne Page. She has brown hair and speaks small, like a woman.
It is that fair person in all the world, as just as you will desire, and 700 pounds of monies and gold and silver is her grandsire upon his deathbed, got delivered to a joyful resurrections give. And she is able to overtake 17 years old, if it were a good motion, if we leave our pribbles and prabbles and desire a marriage between Master Abraham and Mistress Annie Page.
Did her grandsire leave her 700 pounds?
I and her father make her a pretty penny.
I know the young gentlewoman. She has good gifts.
700 pounds in possibilities is good gifts.
Well, let us see honest Master Page. Is Falstaff there?
Shall I tell you a lie? I do despise a liar, and I do despise one that is false, or as I despise one that is not true. The knight Sir John is there, and I beseech you, be ruled by your well-willers. I will rebeat the door for Master Page. What for? God bless your house here.
Who's there?
Here's God's blessing in your friend and Justice Shallow. And here your Master Slender, that peradventure shall tell you of another tale, if matters grow to your likings.
I am glad to see your worships well. I thank you for my venison, Master Shallow.
Oh, Master Page, I'm glad to see you. Much good to do it to your good heart. I wish your venison better. It was ill killed. How does good Mistress Page? And I thank you always with my heart. La, with my heart.
Sir, I thank you.
Sir, I thank you. By yea and no, I do.
I'm glad to see you, good Master Slender.
How does your fellow greyhound, sir? I heard say he was outrun on Cotsall.
It could not be judged, sir.
You'll not confess. You'll not confess.
That he will not. Tis your fault. Tis your fault. Tis a good dog.
A cur, sir.
Sir, he's a good boy and a fair dog. Can there be more said? He's good and fair. Is Sir John Falstaff here?
Sir, he is within, and I could do a good office between you.
It is spoke as a Christians ought to speak.
He hath wronged me, Master Page.
Sir, he doth in some sort confess it.
If it be confessed, it is not redressed. Is that not so, Master Page? He hath wronged me. Indeed, he hath. At a word, he hath. Believe me. Robert Shallow, Esquire, saith he is wronged.
Here comes Sir John.
Now, Master Shallow, you'll complain of me to the king?
Knight, you have beaten my men, you've killed my deer, and broke open my lodge.
But not kissed your keeper's daughter.
Ben, this shall be answered.
I will answer it straight. I have done all this. That's now answered.
The council shall know of this.
Hey, it were better for you if it were known in council. You'll be laughed at.
Pauca verba, Sir John, good words.
Good words. Good cabbage. Slender, I broke your head. What matter have you against me?
Marry, sir, I have matter in my head against you and against your coney-catching rascals, BARDOLPH, Nym, and Pistol.
Oh, you Banbury cheese?
Aye, it is no matter.
Oh, now Mephistopheles.
Aye, it is no matter.
Slice! I say pika slice! That's my humor.
We're simple, my man. Can you tell, cousin?
Peace, I pray you. Now let us understand. There is 3 umpires in this matter, as I understand. There is Master Page, fidelicet Master Page, and there is myself, fidelicet myself. And there are 3 parties, lastly and finally, mine host of the garter.
We 3, to hear it and end it between them.
Very good. I will make a brief of it in my notebook, and we will afterward work upon a close with great discreetly as we can.
Pistol.
Ears with ears.
The devil on his Tom! What a phrase is this? He hears with an ear. Why, it is affectations.
Pistol, did you pick Master Slender's purse?
Aye, by the gloves did he, or I would I might never come in my own great chamber again else, of 7 groats in mill sixpences and 2 Edward shovelboards that cost me 2 shilling and 2 pence a piece of Heed Miller. Buy these gloves.
Is this true, Pistol?
No, it is false. It is a pick purse.
Ha! Thou mountain foreigner, Sir John and mastermind, I combat challenge of this Latin bilbo. Word of denial in thy labras here. Word of denial, froth and scum thou liest.
By these gloves then, 'twas he.
Goodbye, sir, and pass good humors. I will say, merry trap you. With you, if you run in that book's humor on me, that is a very note of it.
By this hat then, he is the red-faced hattet. For though I cannot remember what I did when you made me drunk, yet I am not altogether an ass.
Well, what say you, Scarlet Anne John?
Why, sir, for my part, I say the gentleman had drunk himself out of his 5 sentences.
It is his 5 senses. Fie, what the ignorance is.
And being fat, sir, was, as they say, cashiered. And so conclusions pass the carriers.
Aye, you spake in Latin then too, but 'tis no matter. I'll ne'er be drunk whilst I live again, but in honest, civil, godly company for this drink. If I be drunk, I'll be drunk with those that have the fear of God, and not with drunken knaves.
So God urge me. That is a virtuous mind.
You hear all these matters denied, gentlemen. You hear it.
Oh. That's a pretty one.
Nay, daughter, carry the wine in. We'll drink within.
Oh, heaven! This is Mistress and Page.
How now, Mistress Ford?
Mistress Ford, by my troth you are very well met. By your leave, good mistress.
Wife, bid these gentlemen welcome. Come, we have hot venison pasty to dinner. Come, gentlemen, I hope we shall drink down all unkindness.
I had rather than 40 shillings, I had my book of songs and sonnets here. How now, Simple, where have you been? I must wait on myself, must I? You have not the book of riddles about you, have you?
Book of riddles? Why, did you not lend it to Alice Shortcake upon All Hallow Man's last? A fortnight afore Michaelmas.
Come, cuz, come. We shall stay for you. A word with you, cuz. Marry this cuz. There is, as 'twere a tender, a kind of tender, made afar off by Sir Hugh here. Do you understand me?
Aye, sir. You shall find me reasonable. If it be so, I shall do that is reason.
Nay, but understand me.
So I do, sir.
Give ear to his motions, Master Slender. I will give description of the matter to you if you be the capacity for it.
Nay, I will do as my cousin Shallow says. I pray you pardon me. He's a justice of peace in his country. Simple though I stand here.
But that is not the question. The question is concerning your marriage.
Yeah, aye. That's the point, sir.
Marry is it, the very point of it, to Mr. Stanley Page.
Why, if it be so, I will marry her upon any reasonable demands.
But can you affection the Oman? Let us command to know what of the mouth or of your lips. For divers philosophers hold that the lips is parcel to the mouth. Therefore, precisely, can you carry your good will to the maid?
Cousin Abraham Slender, can you love her?
I hope, sir, I will do as it shall become one that would do reason.
Nay, God's lords and his ladies, you must speak it passable, if you can carry her to your desires towards her.
That you must. Will you, upon good dowry, marry her?
I will do a greater thing than that upon your request, cousin, in any reason.
Nay, conceive me, sweet cousin. What I do is to pleasure you. Cuz, can you love the maid?
I will marry her, sir, at your request, but if there be no great love in the beginning, yet heaven may decrease it upon better acquaintance when we are married and have more occasion to know one another. I hope upon familiarity will grow more contempt. But if you say marry her, I will marry her. That I am freely dissolved and dissolutely.
It is a very discretion answer, save the fall is in the ort dissolutely. The ort is, according to our reading, resolutely, his meaning is good.
Aye, I think my cousin meant well.
Aye, or else I might be hanged la.
Hey, here comes fair Mistress Anne.
The dinner is on the table. My father desires your worship's company.
I will wait on him, fair Mistress Anne.
Odds blessed will, I will not be absent at the grace.
Will it please your worship to come in, sir?
No, I thank you, forsooth. Heartily, I am very well.
The dinner attends you, sir.
I am not hungry, I thank you, forsooth. Go, sirrah, for all you are my man. Go wait upon my cousin Shallow. A justice of peace sometimes may be beholding to his friend for a man. I keep but 3 men and a boy yet, till my mother be dead. But what though? Yet I live like a poor gentleman born.
I may not go in without your worship. They will not sit until you come.
I faith, I'll eat nothing. I thank you as much as though I did.
I pray you, sir, walk in.
I had rather walk here, I thank you. I bruised my shin the other day with playing at sword and dagger with a master of fence. 3 pennies for a dish of stewed prunes, and by my troth, I cannot abide the smell of hot meat since. Why do your dogs bark so? Be there bears in the town?
I think there are, sir. I heard them talked of.
I love the sport well, but I shall as soon quarrel at it as any man in England. You are afraid if you see the bear loose, are you not?
Aye, indeed, sir.
That's meat and drink to me now. I have seen Sagerson loose 20 times and have taken him by the chain, but I warrant you the women have so cried and shrieked at it that it passed. But women indeed cannot abide them. They are very ill-favored, rough things.
Come, gentle Master Slender, come, we stayed for you.
I'll eat nothing, I thank you, sir.
By cock and pie, you shall not choose, sir. Come, come.
Nay, pray you, lead the way.
Come on, sir.
Mistress Anne, yourself shall go first.
Not I, sir. I pray you, keep on.
I'll rather be unmannerly than troublesome. You do yourself wrong indeed, La.
Go your ways and ask of Dr. Caius's house which is the way, and there dwells one Mistress Quickly, which is in the manner of his nurse, or his dry nurse, or his cook, or his laundry, his washer, and his wringer.
Well, sir.
Nay, it is better yet. Give her this letter, for it is in a man that altogether is acquainted with Mistress Anne Page. And the letter is to desire and require her to solicit your master's desires to Mistress Anne Page. I pray you begone. I will make an end of my dinner there, prippins and cheese to come.
Mine host of the Garter.
What says my bully rook? Speak scholarly and wisely.
Truly, mine host, I must turn away some of my followers.
Discard, bully Hercules. Cashier, let them wag. Trot, trot.
I sit at £10 a week.
Thou art an emperor, Caesar, Kaiser, Caesar. I will entertain Bardolph. He shall draw, he shall tap. Said I well, bully Hector?
Do so, good mine host.
I have spoke. Let him follow. Let me see thee froth and line. I'm at a word. Follow.
Bardolph, follow him. A tapster is a good trade. An old cloak makes a new jerkin, a withered serving man, a fresh tapster. Go, adieu.
Oh, it is a life that I have desired. I will thrive.
Oh, base Hungarian white! Wilt thou the spigot wield?
He was gotten and drunk. Is not humor conceited?
I'm glad I'm so quit of this tinderbox. His thefts were too open. His filching was like an unskillful singer, because he kept not time.
The good humor is to steal at a minute's rest.
Convey, the wise call it. Steal? Pah! A figo for the phrase.
Well, sirs, I'm almost out at heels.
Why then let times ensue?
There is no remedy. I must coney catch. I must shift.
Young ravens must have food.
Which of you know Ford of this town?
Oh, I ken the white. He is of substance good.
My honest lads, I will tell you what I'm about.
2 yards and more.
No quips now, pistol. Indeed, I am in the waist, 2 yards about, but I am now about no waste. I am about thrift. Briefly, I do mean to make love to Ford's wife. I spy entertainment in her. She discourses. She carves. She gives the leer of invitation. I can construe the action of her familiar style, and the hardest voice of her behavior, to be Englished rightly, is, I am Sir John Falstaff's.
He hath studied her will and translated her will out of honesty into English.
The anchor is deep. Will that humor pass?
Now, the report goes, she has all the rule of her husband's purse, and he hath a legion of angels.
As many devils entertain, and to a boy I say.
The humor rises. It is good. Humor me the angels.
I have written here a letter to her, and here another to Page's wife, who even now gave me good eyes too, examined my parts with most judicious oeillades. Sometimes the beam of her view gilded my foot, sometimes my portly belly.
Then did the sun on dunghill shine.
I thank thee for that humor.
Oh, she did so coarse o'er my exteriors with such a greedy intention that the appetite of her eye did seem to scorch me up like a burning glass. Here's another letter to her. She bears the purse too. She is a region in Guyana, all gold and bounty. I will be cheater to them both, and they shall be exchequers to me. They shall be my East and West Indies, and I will trade to them both. Go, bear thou this letter to Mistress Page, and thou this to Mistress Ford. We will thrive, lads. We will thrive!
Shall I Sir Pandarus of Troy become? And by my side wear steel? Then Lucifer take all.
I will run no base humor here. Take the humor letter. I will keep the humor of reputation.
Hold, sirrah, bear you these letters tightly. Sail like my pinnace to these golden shores. Rogues, hence, avant. Vanish like hailstones, go. Trudge, plod away of the hoof. Seek shelter, pack. Falstaff will learn the humor of the age. French thrift, you rogues. Myself and skirted page.
Let vultures grip thy guts for gold and full molds, and high and low beguiles the rich and poor. Tester I'll have in pouch when thou shalt lack. Feast Fijian Turk.
I have operations which be humors of revenge.
Wilt thou revenge?
By Wilkin and her star.
With wit or steel?
With both the humors, I will discuss the humor of this love to page.
And I to forge shall eke unfold our Falstaff, varlet vile, his dove will prove, his gold will old, and his soft couch defile.
My humor shall not cool. I will incense page to deal with poison. I will possess him with yellowness, for the revolt of minds is dangerous. That is my true humor.
Thou art the Mars of malcontents. I second thee. Troop on.
What? John Rugby? I pray thee, go to the casement and see if you can see my master. Master Dr. Kai is coming. If he do a faith and find anybody in the house, here will be an old abusing of God's patience and the king's English.
I'll go watch.
Go, and we'll have a posset for it soon at night, if faith, at the latter end of a sea coal fire. An honest, willing, kind fellow, as ever servant shall come in house withal, and I warrant you, no telltale nor no breed bait. His worst fault is that he is given to prayer. He's something peevish that way, but nobody but has his fault. But let that pass. Peter Simple, you say your name is.
Aye, for fault of a better.
And Master Slender is your master.
Aye, forsooth.
Does he not wear a great round beard, like a glover's paring knife?
No, forsooth. He had but a wee little face with a little yellow beard, a cane-colored beard.
A softly sprited man, is he not?
Aye, forsooth, but he is as tall a man of his hands as any. It is between this and his head. He hath fought with a warrener.
How say you? Oh, I should remember him. Wait, does he not hold up his head, as it were, and strut in his gait?
Yes, indeed does he.
Well, then, send age no worse fortune. Tell Master Parson Evans I will do what I can for your master. Anna's a good girl, and I wish...
Oh, alas, here comes my master.
We shall all be sent. Oh, run in here, good young man. Go into this closet. He will not stay long. What? John Rugby. John! What? John, I say, go, John. Go inquire for my master. I doubt he be not well, that he comes not home. And down, 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 down.
What is it you sing?
I do not like this toys. Pray you go and fetch me in my closet un petit verre, a box, a green box. Do you intend what I speak, green box?
I forsooth, I'll fetch it to you. Oh, I'm glad he went not in himself. If he had found the young man, he would have been ornament.
Ma foi, il fa fort chaud. Je me vais à la cour grande affaire.
Is this it, sir?
Oui, oui. Mettez-le en mon pocket. Dépêche quickly. Where is that knave Rugby?
What? John Rugby? John!
Here, sir.
You are John Rugby, and you are Jack Rugby. Come, take your rapier and come after my heel to the court.
'Tis ready, sir. Here in the porch.
By my troth, I tarry too long, os me, quite jobly. There is some simples in my closet that I will not, for the world, I shall leave behind.
He'll find the young man here and be mad.
Oh, diable, what is in my closet? Villain, light on. Oh. Rugby, my rapier.
Good master, don't be content.
Wherefore shall I be content?
The young man is an honest man.
What shall the honest man do in my closet? There is no honest man that will come into my closet.
I beseech you, be not so phlegmatic. Hear the truth of it. He came of an errand to me from Parson Hugh.
Oh, well.
Aye, forsooth, to desire her to...
Peace, I pray you.
A piece of your tongue. Speak of your tale.
To desire this honest gentlewoman, your maid, to speak a good word to mistress and page for my master in the way of marriage.
This is all, indeed. But I'll ne'er put my finger in the fire, need not.
Sir Hugh, send you. Rugby, buy me some paper. Tell you a little vial.
Oh, I'm glad he's so quiet. If he'd been thoroughly moved, you should have heard him so loud and so melancholy. But notwithstanding, man, I'll do you, your master, what good I can. And the very yea and the no is the French doctor, my master. I may call him my master, look you, for I keep his house, and I wash, wring, brew, bake, scour, dress meat and drink, make the beds, do it all myself.
'Tis a great charge to come under one body's hand.
Are you advised of that? You shall find it a great charge, and to be up early, down late. Notwithstanding, to tell you in your ear, I would have no words of it. My master himself is in love with Mistress Anne Page. But notwithstanding that, I know Anne's mind. That's neither here nor there.
Your jackanape gives this letter to Sir Hugh. By God, it is a challenge. I will cut his throat in the park, and I will teach a scurvy jackanape priest to meddle or make. You may be gone. It is not good you tarry here. By God, I will cut all his 2 stones. By God, he shall not have a stone to throw at his dog.
Alas, he speaks but for his friend.
It is no matter where that. Do not you tell me that I shall have Anne Page for myself? By God, I will kill the Jack priest. I have appointed mine host of Shelter to measure our weapon. By God, I will have myself Anne Page.
Sir, the maid loves you, and all shall be well. We must give folks leave to pray. What, the good year?
Rugby, come to the court with me. By God, I have not. And Page, I shall turn your head out of my door and follow my heels, Rugby.
You shall have a fool's head of your own. No, I know Anne's mind for that. Never a woman in Windsor knows more of Anne's mind than I do, nor can do more than I do with her. Oh, I thank heaven.
Who's within there? Ho!
Who's there, a trow? Come near the house, I pray you.
How now, good woman, how dost thou?
Ah, the better that it pleases your good worship to ask.
What news? How does pretty Mistress Anne?
In truth, sir, and she is pretty and honest and gentle and one that is your friend. I can tell you that, by the way. I praise heaven for it.
Shall I do any good, thinkest thou? Shall I not lose my suit?
Troth, sir, all is in his hands above, but notwithstanding, Master Fenton, I'll be sworn on a book. She loves you. Have not your worship a wart upon your eye?
Yes, marry have I. What of that?
Well, thereby hangs a tale. Good faith, it is such another Nan, but I detest an honest maid as ever broke bread. We had an hour's talk of that wart. I shall never laugh but in that maid's company. But indeed, she has given too much to Alicully and musing. But for you, what go to?
Well, I shall see her today. Hold, there's money for thee. Let me have thy voice in my behalf. If thou seest her before me, commend me.
Will I? Faith, that we will. And I will tell your worship more of the wart the next time we have confidence. And of other wooers.
Well, farewell. I am in great haste now.
Farewell to your worship. Truly an honest gentleman. But Anne loves him not. For I know Anne's mind as well as another does. Hooked upon it with... What have I forgot?
What? Have I escaped love letters in the holiday time of my beauty, and am I now a subject for them? Let me see. Ask me no reason why I love you, for though love use reason for his physician, he admits him not for his counselor. You are not young. No more am I. Go to, then, there's sympathy. You are married. So am I. Ha! Then there's more sympathy. You love sack, and so do I. Would you desire better sympathy? Let it suffice thee, Mistress Page, at least if the love of soldier can suffice, that I love thee. I will not say pity me, 'tis not a soldier-like phrase, but I say love me, by me, thine own true knight, by day or night, or any kind of light, with all his might, for thee to fight John Falstaff? Oh, what a Herod of Jewry is this! A wicked world! One that is well nigh worn to pieces with age to show himself a young gallant. What an unweighed behaviour hath this Flemish drunkard picked, with the devil's name, out of my conversation, that he dares in this manner assay me? Why, he hath not been thrice in my company. What should I say to him? I was then frugal of my mirth, heaven forgive me. Why, I'll exhibit a bill in Parliament for the putting down of men. How shall I be revenged on him? For revenged I shall be, as sure as his guts are made of puddings.
Mistress Page, trust me, I was going to your house.
And trust me, I was coming to you. You look very ill.
Nay, I'll ne'er believe that. I have to show to the contrary.
Faith, but you do, in my mind.
Well, I do then, yet I say I could show you to the contrary. Oh, Mistress Page, give me some counsel.
What's the matter, woman?
Oh, woman, if it were not for one trifling respect, I should come to such honor.
Hang the trifle, woman. Take the honor. What is it? Dispense with trifles. What is it?
If I would but go to hell for an eternal moment or so, I could be knighted.
What? Thou liest, Sir Alice Ford. These knights will hack, and so thou shouldst not alter the article of thy gentry.
We burn daylight here. Read, read. Perceive how I might be knighted. I shall think the worse of fat men as long as I have the eye to make a difference of men's liking. And yet he would not swear, praised women's modesty, and gave such orderly and well-behaved reproof to all uncomeliness that I would have sworn his disposition would have gone to the truth of his words. But they do not no more adhere and keep place together than the 100th psalm to the tune of Greensleeves. What tempest, I trow, threw this whale with so many tons of oil in his belly ashore at Windsor? How shall I be revenged on him? I think the best way were to entertain him with hope, till the wicked fire of lust have melted him in his own grease. Did you ever hear the like?
Letter for letter, but that the name of Page and Ford differs. To thy great comfort in this mystery of ill opinions, here is the twin brother of thy letter. But let thine inherit first, for I protest mine never shall. I warrant he hath 1,000 of these letters, writ with blank space for different names. Sure, more. And these are of the 2nd edition. He will print them out of doubt, for he cares not what he puts into the press, when he would put us to. I had rather be a giantess and lie under Mount Pelion. Well, I will find you 20 lascivious turtles ere one chaste man.
This is the very same, the very hand, the very words. What doth he think of us?
Nay, I know not. It makes me almost ready to wrangle with mine own honesty. I'll entertain myself like one that I am not acquainted withal. For sure, unless he knows some strain in me that I know not myself, he would never have boarded me in this fury.
Boarding, call you it. I'll be sure to keep him above deck.
Oh, so will I. If he comes under my hatches, I'll never to see again. Let's be revenged on him. Let's appoint him a meeting, give him a show of comfort in his suit, and lead him on with a fine baited delay, till he have pawned his horses to mine host of the Garter.
Nay, I will consent to act any villainy against him, that may not sully the chariness of our honesty. Oh, that my husband saw this letter, it would give eternal food to his jealousy.
Why, look, where he comes, and my good man too. He's as far from jealousy as I am from giving him cause, and that, I hope, is an unmeasurable distance.
You are the happier woman.
Let's consult together against this greasy knight. Come hither.
Well, I hope it be not so.
Hope is a curdled dog in some affairs. Sir John affects thy wife.
Why, sir, my wife is not young.
He woos both high and low, both rich and poor, both young and old, one with another Ford. He loves the gallimaufry. Ford perpend.
Love my wife.
With liver burning hot. Prevent or go thou like Sir Ictione, with ringwood at thy heels. Oh, odious is the name.
What name, sir?
The Horn. I say, farewell. Take heed, I've open eye, for thieves do foot by night. Take heed, ere summer comes, or cuckold birds do sting. Away, Sir Corporal Nym. Believe it, Page, he speaks sense.
I will be patient. I will find out this.
And to this is true. I like not the humor of lying. I hath wronged me in some humors. I should have borne the humid letter to her. But I have a sword, and it shall bite upon my necessity. He loves your wife. There's the short and the long. My name is Corporal Nym. I speak and I avouch. 'Tis true, my name is Nym, and Falstaff loves your wife. Indeed, I love not the humor of bread and cheese, and there's the humor of it. Adieu.
The humor of it, quoth he. Here's a fellow frights English out of his wits.
I will seek out Falstaff.
I never heard such a drawling, affecting rogue.
If I do find it, well.
I will not believe such a Catayan, though the priests of the town commended him for a true man.
'Twas a good, sensible fellow. Well.
How now, Meg?
Whither go you, George? Hark you.
How now, sweet Frank, why art thou melancholy?
I am melancholy. I am not melancholy. Get you home. Go.
Faith, thou hast some crotchets in thy head. Now, will you go, Mistress Page?
Have with you. You'll come to dinner, George. Look who comes yonder. She shall be our messenger to this paltry night.
Trust me, I thought on her. She'll fit in.
You are come to see my daughter Anne.
Aye, forsooth, and I pray how does good Mistress Anne?
Go in with us and see. We have an hour's talk with you.
How now, Master Ford?
You heard what this knave told me, did you not?
Yes, and you heard what the other told me.
Do you think there is truth in them?
Hang him, slaves! I do not think the knight would offer it, but these that accuse him in his attempt towards our wives are a yoke of his discarded men. Very rogues, now they be out of service.
Were they his men?
Marry, were they?
I like it never the better for that. Does he lie at the Garter?
Aye, marry, does he? If he should intend his voyage toward my wife, I would turn her loose to him, and when he gets more of her than sharp words, let it lie on my head.
I do not misdoubt my wife, but I would be loath to turn them together. A man may be too confident. I would have nothing lie on my head. I cannot be thus satisfied.
Look where my ranting host of the Garter comes. There is either liquor in his pate or money in his purse when he looks so merrily. How now, mine host?
How now, bully rook? That a gentleman, cavalier of justice, I say.
I shall follow mine host. I follow. Good even and 20, good Master Page. Master Page, will you go with us? We have sport in hand.
Tell him, cavalier of justice. Tell him, bully rook.
Sir, there is a fray to be fought between Sir Hugh and the Welsh priest and Caius, the French doctor. And
good mine host to the Garter. A word with you?
What sayest thou, my bully rook?
Will you go with us to behold it? My merry host has had the measuring of their weapons, and I think shall appointed them contrary places. For believe me, I hear the parson is no jester. Hark, I will tell you what our sport shall be.
Hast thou no suit against my knight, my guest cavalieri?
None, I protest. But I'll give you a pottle of burnt sack to give me recourse to him, and tell him my name is Brooke. Only for a jest.
My hand, bully, thou shalt have egress and regress. Said I well? And thy name shall be Brooke. It is a merry night. Will you go, Aneris?
Have with you, mine host.
I have heard the Frenchman hath good skill in his rapier.
Tut, sir? I could have told you more. In these times you stand on distance. Your passes, staccatos, and I know not what. Tis the heart, Master Page. Tis here. Tis here. I have seen the time with my long sword. I would have made you four tall fellows skip like rats.
Here, boys, here. Shall we wag?
Have with you. I would rather hear them scull than fight.
Though Page be a secure fool, and stand so firmly on his wife's frailty, yet I cannot put off my opinion so easily. She was in his company at Page's house, and what they made there I know not. Well, I will look further into it, and I have a disguise to sound Falstaff. If I find her honest, I lose not my labor. If she be otherwise, 'tis labor well bestowed.
I will not lend thee a penny.
Why then the world's mine oyster, which I with sword will obey.
Not a penny. I have been content, sir. You should lay my countenance to pawn. I have graded upon my good friends for 3 reprieves for you and your coach fellow Nym, or else you'd look through the grate like a gemini of baboons. I am damned in hell for swearing to gentlemen, my friends, that you are good soldiers and tall fellows. And when Mistress Bridget lost the handle of her fan, I took it upon mine honor thou hadst it not.
Didst not thou share? Hadst thou not 15 pence?
Reason, you rogue, reason. Thinkst thou I'll endanger my soul gratis? At a word, hang no more about me. I am no gibbet for you. Go. A short knife and a thong. To your manor of Pictach, go. You'll not bear a letter for me, you rogue? You stand upon your honor? Why, thou unconfinable baseness. It is as much as I could do to keep the terms of my own honor precise. I myself, sometimes, leaving the fear of God on the left hand and hiding mine honor and my necessity, am fain to shuffle, to hedge, and to lurch. And yet you, rogue, will ensconce your rags, your catamountain looks, your red lattice phrases, and your bold beating oaths under the shelter of your honor. You will not do it, you.
I do relent. What more would thou of a man?
Sir, here's a woman would speak with you.
Let her approach.
Give your worship good morrow.
Good morrow, good wife.
Not so, an it please your worship.
Good mate, then.
Be sworn, as my mother was the first hour I was born.
I do believe the swearer. What with me?
Shall I vouchsafe your worship a word or two?
2,000, fair woman, and I'll vouchsafe thee the hearing.
There is one Mistress Ford. I pray, come a little nearer this ways. I myself dwell with Master Caius.
Go on, Mistress Ford, you say?
Oh, your worship says very true. I pray your worship, come a little nearer this ways.
I warrant thee, nobody hears. It's mine own people,
Oh, well, are they so? Well, God bless them and make them his servants.
Well, Mistress Ford, what of her?
Why, sir, she's a good creature. Lord, your worship's a wanton. Well, heaven forgive you and all of us, I pray.
Mistress Ford, come. Mistress Ford.
Oh, Mary, this is the short and the long of it. You have brought her into such a canaries as 'tis wonderful. The best courtier of them all, when the court lay at Windsor, could never have brought her to such a canary. Yet there has been knights and lords and gentlemen with their coaches. I warrant you, coach after coach, letter after letter, gift after gift, smelling so sweetly, all musk and so rushling. I warrant you, in silk and gold, and in such elegant terms, and in such wine and sugar of the best and fairest that would have won any woman's heart. Oh, and I warrant you, they could never get an eye wink of her. I had myself 20 angels given me this morning, but I defy all angels in any such sort as they say, but in the way of honesty. And I warrant you, they could never get her so much as a sip on a cup with the proudest of them all. And yet there has been earls, nay, which is more, pensioners. But I warrant you, all is one with her.
But what says she to me? Be brief, my good she Mercury.
Oh, Mary, she hath received your letter, for the which she thanks you 1,000 times, and she gives you to notify that her husband will be absent from his house between 10 and 11.
10 and 11.
Forsooth. And then you may come and see the picture, she says, that you wot of, Master Ford, her husband, will be from home. Alas, the poor woman leads an ill life with him. He's a very jealousy man. She leads a very frontal life with him. Good heart.
10 and 11. Woman, commend me to her. I will not fail her.
Why, you say well. Oh, but I have another messenger to your worship. Mistress Page hath her hearty commendations to you too, and let me tell you in your ear, she is as virtuous a civil modest wife, and one I tell you that will not miss you morning nor evening prayer, as any is in Windsor. Where be the other? And she bade me tell your worship that her husband is seldom from home, but she hopes there will come a time. I never knew a woman so dote upon a man. Surely I think you have charms. Well, yes, seem true.
Not I. I assure thee, setting the attractions of my good parts aside, I have no other charms.
No, blessings on your heart for it.
But I pray thee, tell me this. Has Ford's wife and Page's wife acquainted each other how they love me?
That were just indeed. They have not so little grace, I hope. That were a trick indeed. But Mistress Page would desire you to send her your little page of all loves. Her husband has a marvelous infection to the little page, and truly, Master Page is an honest man. Never a wife in Windsor leads a better life than she does. Do what she will, say what she will, take all, pay all, go to bed when she lists, rise when she lists, all is as she will. And truly, she deserves it, for if there be a kind woman in Windsor, she is one. You must send her your page. No remedy.
Why, I will.
Nay, but do so then, and look you, he may come and go between you both. And in any case, have a nay word, that you may know one another's mind, and the boy never need to understand anything, for 'tis not good that children should know any wickedness. Old folks, you know, have discretion, as they say, and know the world.
Fare thee well. Commend me to them both. There's my purse. I'm yet thy debtor. Boy, go along with this woman. This news distracts me.
This punk is one of Cupid's carriers. Clap on more sails. Pursue! Up with your fights! Oh, give fire! She is my prize. Ocean, whelm them all!
Sayest thou so, old Jack? Go thy ways. I'll make more of thy old body than I have done. Will they yet look after thee? Wilt thou, after the expense of so much money, be now a gainer? Oh, good body, I thank thee. Let them say 'tis grossly done, so it be fairly done, no matter.
Sir John, there's one Master Brooke below would fain speak with you, and be acquainted with you, and hath sent your worship a morning's draught of sack.
Brooke is his name?
Aye, sir.
Call him in. Such brooks are welcome to me that overflow such liquor. Mistress Ford and Mistress Page, have I encompassed you? Go to. Via!
Bless you, sir.
And you, sir? Would you speak with me?
I made bold to press with so little preparation upon you.
You're welcome. What's your will? Give us leave, drawer.
Sir, I am a gentleman that have spent much. My name is Brooke.
Good Master Brooke, I desire more acquaintance of you.
Good Sir John, I sue for yours. Not to charge you, for I must let you understand I think myself in better plight for a lender than you are, the which hath something emboldened me to this unseasoned intrusion. For they say, if money go before, all ways do lie open.
Money is a good soldier, sir, and will on.
Troth, and I have a bag of money here, troubles me. If you help to bear it, Sir John, take all or half, or for easing me of the carriage.
Sir, I know not how I may deserve to be your porter.
I will tell you, sir, if you will give me the hearing.
Speak, good Master Brooke. I shall be glad to be your servant.
Sir, I hear you are a scholar.
Mm.
I will be brief with you. And you have been a man long known to me, though I had never so good means as desire to make myself acquainted with you. I shall discover a thing to you, wherein I must very much lay open mine own imperfection. But good Sir John, as you have one eye upon my follies, as you hear them unfolded, turn another into the register of your own, that I may pass with a reproof the easier, sith you yourself know how easy it is to be such an offender.
Very well, sir. Proceed.
There is a gentlewoman in this town. Her husband's name is Ford.
Well, sir.
I have long loved her, and I protest to you bestowed much upon her, followed her with a doting observance, engrossed opportunities to meet her, feed every slight occasion that could but niggardly give me sight of her, not only bought many presents to give her, but have given largely to many to know what she would have given. Briefly, I have pursued her as love hath pursued me, which hath been on the wing of all occasions. But whatsoever I have merited, either in my mind or in my means, meed I am sure I have received none. Unless experience be a jewel that I have purchased at an infinite rate, and that hath taught me to say this: love like a shadow flies, when substance love pursues, pursuing that flies, and flying that pursues.
And have you received no promise of satisfaction at her hands?
Never.
And have you importuned her to such a purpose?
Never, no.
But of what quality was your love, then?
Like a fair house built on another man's ground, so that I have lost my edifice by mistaking the place where I erected it.
Well, to what purpose have you unfolded this to me?
When I have told you that, I have told you all. Some say that though she appear honest to me, yet in other places she enlargeth her mirth so far that there is shrewd construction made of her. Now, Sir John, here is the heart of my purpose. You are a gentleman of excellent breeding, admirable discourse, of great admittance, authentic in your place and person, generally allowed for your many warlike, courtlike, and learned preparations.
Oh, sir.
Oh, believe it, for you know it. There is money. Spend it. Spend it. Spend more. Spend all I have. Only give me so much of your time in exchange of it as to lay an amiable siege to the honesty of this Ford's wife. Use your art of wooing. Win her to consent to you. If any man may, you may as soon as any.
Would it apply well to the vehemency of your affection that I should win what you would enjoy? Methinks you prescribe yourself very preposterously.
Understand my drift. She dwells so securely on the excellency of her honor that the folly of my soul dares not present itself. She is too bright to be looked against. Now, could come to her with any detection in my hand, my desires had instance in argument to commend themselves. I could drive her then from the ward of her purity, her reputation, her marriage vow, and a thousand others of her defenses, which now are too strongly embattled against me. What say you to it, Sir John?
Master Brooke, I will first make bold with your money. Next, give me your hand. And last, as I am a gentleman, you shall, if you will, enjoy Ford's wife.
Good, sir.
I say you shall.
Want no money, Sir John. You shall want none.
I want no Mistress Ford, Master Brooke. You shall want none. I shall be with her, I may tell you, by her own appointment. Even as you came into me, her assistant or go-between parted from me. I say I shall be with her between 10 and 11. For at that time, the jealous rascally knave, her husband, will be forth. Come you to me at night, You shall know how I speed.
I am blessed in your acquaintance. Do you know Ford, sir?
Hang him, poor cuckoldly knave. I know him not, yet I wrong him to call him poor. They say the jealous wittly knave hath masses of money, for the which his wife seems to me well favored. I will use her as the key of the cuckoldly rogue's coffer, and there's my harvest home.
I would you knew Ford, sir, that you might avoid him if you saw him.
Hang him! A mechanical, salt butter rogue. I will stare him out of his wits. I will awe him with my cudgel. Cudgel? It shall hang like a meteor o'er the cuckold's horns. Master Brooke, thou shalt know I will predominate over the peasant, and thou shalt lie with his wife. Come to me soon at night. Ford's a knave, and I will aggravate his style. Thou, Master Brooke, shalt know him for knave and cuckold. Come to me soon at night.
What a damned Epicurean rascal is this? My heart is ready to crack with impatience. Who says this is improvident jealousy? My wife hath sent to him. The hour is fixed, the match is made. Would any man have thought this? See the hell of having a false woman. My bed shall be abused, my coffers ransacked, my reputation gnawn at, and I shall not only receive this villainous wrong, but stand under the adoption of abominable terms, and by him that does me this wrong. Terms, names. A Maimon sounds well, Lucifer well, Barbison well, yet they are devil's additions, the names of fiends. But cuckold, whittle, cuckold, the devil himself hath not such a name. Page is an ass, a secure ass. He will trust his wife. He will not be jealous. I will rather trust a Fleming with my butter, Parson Hugh the Welshman with my cheese, an Irishman with my aquavitae bottle, or a thief to walk my ambling gelding, than my wife with herself. Then she plots, then she ruminates, then she devises, and what they think in their hearts they may effect. They will break their hearts, but they will effect. Oh, God be praised for my jealousy. 11 o'clock the hour. I will prevent this. Detect my wife, be revenged on Falstaff, and laugh at Page. I will about it. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Fie, fie, fie! Cuckold! Cuckold! Cuckold!
Jacques Rugby.
Sir?
What is the clock, Jack?
'Tis past the hour, sir, that Sir Hugh promised to meet.
By God, he has saved his soul that he is no come. He is pray his Bible well that he is no come. By God, Jacques Rugby, he is already dead if he be come.
He was wise, sir. He knew your worship would kill him if he came.
By God, the herring is not dead, so as I will kill him. Take your rapier, Jacques. I will tell you how I will kill him.
Alas, sir, I cannot fence.
Villainy, take your rapier.
Forbear, here's company.
Bless thee, bully doctor.
Save you, Master Dr. Case.
Now, good Master Doctor.
Give you more good morrow, sir.
What be all you? 1, 2, 3, 4, come 4.
To see thee fight, to see thee find, to see thee traverse, to see thee here, to see thee there, to see thee pass thy punto, thy stock, thy reverse, thy distance, thy montant. Oh, is he dead, my Ethiopian? Is he dead, my Francisco? Ha, bully! What says my Asclepius, my Galen, my heart of elder? Ha! Is he dead, bully, stale? Is he dead?
By God, he is a coward, Jacques, priest of the world. He is not show his face.
Ah, thou art a Castalian king urinal, Hector of Greece, my boy.
I pray you bear witness that Me have stay 6 or 7 to 3 hours for him, and he is no come.
He's the wiser man, Master Doctor. He's a cure of souls, and you a cure of bodies. If you should fight, you go against the hairier professions. Is that not true, Master Page?
Master Shallow, you have yourself been a great fighter, though now a man of peace.
Bodykins, Master Page, though I know I now be old and of the peace. If I see a sword out, my finger itches to make one. Though we are justices and doctors and churchmen, Master Page, we have some salt of our youth in us. We are the sons of women, Master Page.
It's true, Master Shallow.
It will be found so, Master Page. Master Dr. Chaos, I'm in to come to fetch you home. I am the sworn of the peace. You have showed yourself a wise physician, and Sir Hugh hath shown himself a wise patient churchman. But you must go with me, Master Dockman.
Pardon, guest justice. A word, Monsieur Mockwater.
Mockwater, what is that?
Mockwater in our English tongue is valor, bully.
By gar, then I have much Mockwater as the Englishman. Scurvy jackdog priest, by gar, me will cut his ears.
He will clap a claw thee tightly, bully.
Clapper the claw? What is that?
Oh, that is, he will make the amends.
By God, me do look, he shall clapper the claw me. For by God, me will have it.
And I'll provoke him to it, or let him wag.
Me thank you for that.
And moreover, bully. But first, Master Guest and Master Page and eat Cavaliero Slender, go you now to the town to Frogmore.
Sir Hugh is there, is he?
He is there. See what humor he is in, and I will bring the doctor about by the fields. Will it do well?
We will do it.
Adieu, good Master Doctor.
By God, me kill the priest for his speaker, for a jackanape to Anne Page.
Let him die. Sheathe thy impatience. Throw cold water on thy collar. Go about the fields with me through Frogmore. I will bring thee where Mistress Anne Page is, and a farmhouse, a feasting, and thou shalt woo her. Cried I aim? Said I well?
By God, me thank you for that. By God, I love you, and I shall procure you the good guest, the earl, the knight, the lord, the gentleman, my patience.
For the which I will be thy adversary toward Anne Page. Said I well?
By God, it is good, well said.
Let us wag then.
Come, at my heels, Jack Rugby.
I pray you now, good master, sender, servant man, and friend simple by your name, which way have you looked for Master Caius, who calls himself a doctor of physic?
Marry, sir, the Pity Ward, the Park Ward, every way, old Windsor way, and every way but the town way.
I most vehemently desire you will also look that way.
I will, sir.
Bless my soul, how full of colours I am, and trembling of mind. I shall be glad if we have deceived me. Oh, how melancholy I am. I will knock his urinals about his knave's costard when I have good opportunities for the ark. Oh, bless my soul. The shallow rivers, to whose falls melodious birds sing madrigals. There we will make our beds of roses and 1,000 fragrant posies. Too shallow. Oh, mercies me. I have great dispositions to cry. Melodious birds sing madrigals. Where I sat in Babylon, and 1,000 vagrant voices. To shallow ampersand sea.
Yonder, he is coming. This way, Sir Hugh.
Oh, he's welcome. To shallow rivers, to whose falls heaven prosper the right. What weapons is he?
No weapons, sir. There comes my master, Master Shallow, and another gentleman from Frogmore, over the stile, this way.
Pray you give me my gown, or else keep it in your arms.
How now, Master Parsons? Good morrow, good Sir Hugh. Keep a gamester from the dice and a good student from his book, and it is wonderful.
Sweet Anne Page.
Save you, good Sir Hugh.
Bless you from his mercy's sake, all of you.
Well, what the sort in the world? Do you study them both, Master Parson?
And youthful still, in your doublet and hose this raw rheumatic day?
There is reasons and causes for it.
We are come to do you a good office, Master Parson.
Very well, what is it?
Yonder is a most revered gentleman who, belike having received wrong by some person, is at the most odds with his own gravity and patience that ever you saw.
I have lived 80 years and upward. I never heard a man of his place, gravity, and learning so wide of his own respect.
What is he?
I think you know him. Master Dr. Caius, the renowned French physician.
God's will and his passion from my heart. I had as lief you would tell me he was a mess of porridge.
Why?
He has no more knowledge in Hippocrates and Galen, and he is a knave besides, a cowardly knave as you desires to be acquainted with all.
I warrant you he's the man should fight with him.
Oh, sweet Aunt Page. It appears so by his weapons. Keep them asunder. Here comes Dr. Caius.
Nay, good Master Parson, keep in your weapon.
So do you, good Master Doctor.
Disarm them and let them question. Let them keep their limbs whole and hack our English.
I pray you, let me speak a word with your ear. Wherefore will you not meet me?
Is your patience in good time?
By God, you are the coward! The jackadaw jeune ape!
You, let it not be laughing stocks to other men's humours. I desire you in friendship, and will one day and another make you amends. I'll knock your urinals about your knave's coxcomb for missing her meetings and appointments.
Diable! Jacques Rupy, mine hostage, Jartier, have I not stay for him to kill him? Have I not at the place did I appoint?
As I am a Christian soul now, look at you. This is the place appointed. I'll be a judgment by my own host of the Garter.
Peace, I say, Gallian, Gaul, French and Welsh, soul curer and body curer.
Why, that is very good, excellent.
Peace, I say. Hear mine host of the Garter. Am I politic? Am I subtle? Am I of Machiavel? Shall I lose my doctor? No, he gives me the potions and the motions. Shall I lose my parson, my priest, my Sir Hugh? No, he gives me the proverbs and the no-verbs. Give me thy hand, terrestrial, so. Give me thy hand, celestial, so. Boys of art, I have deceived you both. I have directed you to wrong places. Your hearts are mighty, your skins are whole, and let burnt sack be the issue. Come, lay their swords to pawn. Follow me, lads of peace. Follow, follow, follow.
Trust me, a mad host. Follow, gentlemen, follow.
Oh, sweet Anne Page.
How do I perceive is that? Have you make a sort of us?
This is well. He has made us his vlouty sog. I desire that we may be friends, and let us nog our brains together to be revenge on the same skull, scurvy, gogging companion, the host of the Garter.
By God, with all of my heart, he promised to bring me where Anne Page. By God, he deceived me too.
Well, I'll smite his noddles. Pray you follow.
Nay, keep your way, little gallant. You were wont to be a follower, but now you are a leader. Whether had you rather lead mine eyes, or I your master's heels?
I had rather For so go before you like a man, then follow him like a dwarf.
Oh, you are a flattering boy. Now I see you'll be a courtier.
Well met, Mistress Page. Whither go you?
Truly, sir, to see your wife. Is she at home?
Aye, and as idle as she may hang together, for want of company. I think if your husbands were dead, you too would marry.
Be sure of that. 2 other husbands.
Where had you this pretty weathercock?
I cannot tell what the dickens his name is my husband had him of. What do you call your knight's name, sirrah?
Sir John Falstaff.
Sir John Falstaff!
He. I can never hit on his name. There is such a league between my good man and he. Is your wife at home indeed?
Indeed she is.
By your leave, sir, I am sick till I see her.
Has Page any brains? Hath he any eyes? Hath he any thinking? Sure they sleep, he hath no use of them. Why, this boy will carry a letter 20 mile as easy as a cannon will shoot point blank 12 score. He pieces out his wife's inclination, he gives her folly motion and advantage, and now she's going to my wife and Falstaff's boy with her. A man may hear this shower sing in the wind, and Falstaff's boy with her. Good plots they are laid, and our revolted wives share damnation together. Well, I will take him, then torture my wife, pluck the borrowed veil of modesty from the so-seeming Mistress Page, divulge Page himself for a secure and willful Acteon, and to these violent proceedings all my neighbors shall cry aim. The clock gives me my cue, and my assurance bids me search. There I shall find Falstaff. I shall be rather praised for this than mocked, for it is as positive as the earth is firm that Falstaff is there. I will go.
Well met, Master Ford.
Cost me a good knot. I have good cheer at home, and I pray you all go with me.
I must excuse myself, Master Ford.
And so must I, sir. We have appointed to dine with Mistress Anne, and I would not break with her for more money than I'll speak of.
We have lingered about a match between Anne Page and my cousin Slender, and this day we shall have her answer.
I hope I have your goodwill, Father Page.
You have, Master Slender. I stand wholly for you. But my wife, Master Doctor, is for you altogether.
Aye, begar, and the maid is a love of me. My nurse shall quickly tell me so much.
What say you to young Master Fenton? He capers, he dances, he has eyes of youth, he writes verses, he speaks holidays, he smells April and May. He will carry it, 'tis in his buttons, he will carry it.
Not by my consent, I promise you. The gentleman is of no having. He kept company with the wild prince and poins. He is of too high a region, he knows too much. No, he shall not knit a knot in his fortunes with the finger of my substance. If he take her, let him take her simply. The wealth I have waits on my consent, and my consent goes not that way.
I beseech you heartily, some of you go home with me to dinner. Besides your cheer, you shall have sport. I will show you a monster. Master Doctor, you shall go. So shall you, Master Page, and you, Sir Hugh.
Well, fare you well. We shall have the free wooing at Master Page's.
Go home, Jean Rugby, I come anon.
Farewell, my hearts, I will to my honest knight Falstaff, and drink canary with him.
I think I shall drink in pipe wine first with him. I'll make him dance. Will you go, gentles?
I wish you to see this monster.
What, John? What, Robert?
Quickly. Is the buck basket?
I warrant. What, Robin, I say?
Come.
Here, set it down.
Give your men the charge. We must be brief.
Mary, as I told you before, John and Robert, be ready here hard by in the brew house. And when I suddenly call you, come forth and without any pause or staggering, take this basket on your shoulders. That done, trudge it in all haste and carry it among the whistlers in a datchet mead, and there empty it in the muddy ditch close by the Thames side.
You will do it.
I had told them over and over, they lack no direction. Be gone and come when you are called.
Here comes little Robin.
How now, my eyes musket? What's new with you?
My master, Sir John, is come in at your back door, Mistress Ford, and requests your company.
You little Jacqueline, have you been true to us?
Aye, I'll be sworn. My master knows not of your being here, and has threatened to put me into everlasting liberty if I tell you of it, for he swears he'll turn me away.
Thou art a good boy. This secrecy of thine shall be a tailor to thee, and shall make you a new doublet and hose. I'll go hide me.
Do so. Go, tell thy master I am alone. Mistress Page, remember you your cue.
I warrant thee. If I do not act it, hiss me.
Go then. We'll use these unwholesome humidity, this gross watery pumpkin. We'll teach him how to know turtles from jays.
Have I caught thee, my heavenly jewel? Why now let me die, for I have lived long enough. This is the period of my ambition. Oh, this blessed hour.
Oh, sweet Sir John.
Mistress Ford, I cannot cog, I cannot prate, Mistress Ford. Now shall I sin in my wish. I would thy husband were dead. I'll speak it before the best lord. I would make thee my lady.
I your lady, Sir John. Alas, I should be a pitiful lady.
Oh, let the court of France show me such another. I see how thine eye would emulate the diamond. Thou hast the right arched beauty of the brow that becomes the ship tire, the tire valiant, or any tire of Venetian admittance.
A plain kerchief, Sir John. My brows become nothing else, nor that, well, neither.
By the Lord, thou art a traitor to say so. Thou wouldst make an absolute courtier, and the firm fixture of thy foot would give an excellent motion to thy gait in a semicircled farthingale. I see what thou wert, if fortune thy foe were not, nature thy friend. Come, thou canst not hide it.
Believe me, there is no such thing in me.
What made me love thee? Let that persuade thee there's something extraordinary in thee. Come. I cannot cog and say thou art this and that, like a many of these lisping hawthorn buds that come like women in men's apparel and smell like Bucklersbury and simpler time. I cannot, but I love thee. None but thee. And thou deservest it.
Do not betray me, sir. I fear you love Mistress Page.
Thou mightst as well say I love to walk by the counter gate, which is as hateful to me as the reek of a lime kiln.
Well, heaven knows how I love you, and you shall one day find it.
Keep in that mind, I'll deserve it.
Nay, I must tell you, so you do, or else I could not be in that mind.
Mistress Ford, here's Mistress Page at the door, sweating and blowing and looking wildly, and would need speak with you presently.
She shall not see me. I will ensconce me behind the arras.
Pray you do so. She's a very tattling woman. What is the matter? How now?
Oh, Mistress Ford, what have you done? You're shamed. You're overthrown. You're undone forever.
What's the matter, good Mistress Page?
Oh, well a day, Mistress Ford, having an honest man to your husband to give him such cause of suspicion.
What cause of suspicion?
What cause of suspicion? Out upon you. How am I mistaken you?
Why, alas, what's the matter?
Your husband's coming hither, woman, with all the officers in Windsor, to search for a gentleman that he says is here now in the house by your consent, to take an ill advantage of his absence. You are undone.
'Tis not so, I hope.
Pray heaven it be not so, that you have such a man here. But 'tis most certain your husband's coming with half Windsor at his heels to search for such a one. I come before to tell you. If you know yourself clear, why, I am glad of it. But if you have a friend here, convey him out. Be not amazed, call all your senses to you. Defend your reputation, or bid farewell to your good life forever.
What shall I do? There is a gentleman, my dear friend, and I fear not mine own shame so much as his peril. I had rather £1,000 he were out of this house.
For shame! Never stand, you had rather, and you had rather. Your husband's here at hand. Bethink you of some conveyance in the house, that you cannot hide him. Oh, how you have deceived me. Look, here is a basket. If he be of any reasonable stature, he may creep in here and throw foul linen upon him, as if he were going to bucking, or is it whiting time? Send him by your 2 men to Datchet Mead.
He's too big to go in there. What shall I do?
All right, let me see it. I'll in. Follow your friend's counsel. I'll in.
What? Sir John Falstaff? Are these your letters, knight?
I love thee. Help me away. Let me creep in here. I'll never...
Help to cover your master, boy. Call your men. Mistress Ford, you dissembling knight.
What, John? Robert? John? Go up, take these clothes here quickly. What's in the cowl staff? Look how you drumble. Carry them to the laundress in Datchet Mead. Quickly, come.
Pray you come near. If I suspect without cause, why then make sport at me. Then let me be your jest. I deserve it. How now? Whither bear you this?
To the laundress, forsooth.
Why, what have you to do with whither they bear it? You were the best metal with buck washing.
Buck? I would I could wash myself of the buck. Buck. Aye, buck, I warrant you, buck. And of the season too it shall appear. Gentlemen, I have dreamed tonight. I'll tell you my dream. Here. Be my keys. Ascend my chambers. Search, seek, find out. I'll warrant we'll unkennel the fox. Let me stop this way first. So now uncape.
Good Master Ford, be contented. You wrong yourself too much.
You, Master Page. Up, gentlemen. You shall see sport anon. Follow me, gentlemen.
By God, it is no the fashion of France. It is no jealous in France.
Nay, follow him, gentlemen. See the issue of his search.
Is there not a double excellency in this?
I do not know which pleases me better, that my husband is deceived or Sir John.
What a taking was he in when your husband asked who was in the basket?
I am afraid he will have a need of washing, so throwing him in the water will do him a benefit.
Hang him, dishonest rascal. I would all of the same strain were in the same distress.
I think my husband hath some suspicion of Falstaff's being here, for I never saw him so gross in his jealousy till now.
I will lay a plot to try that, and we will yet have more tricks with Falstaff. His dissolute disease will scarce obey this medicine.
Shall we send that foolish carrion Mrs. Quickly to him, and excuse his throwing into the water, and give him another hook to betray him, another punishment?
Oh, we will do it. Let him be sent for tomorrow, 8 o'clock, to have amends.
I cannot find him. May the knave be bragged of that he could not compass.
Heard you that?
You use me well, Master Ford, do you?
I do so.
Heaven makes you better than your thoughts.
Amen.
You do yourself mighty wrong, Mr. Ford.
I must bear it.
If there be any party in the house, and in the chambers, and in the coffers, and in the presses, heaven forgive my sins at the day of judgment.
By God, no right too, there is no bodies.
Fie, fie, Master Ford. Are you not ashamed? What spirit, what devil suggests this imagination? I would not have your distemper in this kind for the wealth of Windsor Castle.
It is my fault, Master Page. I suffer for it.
You suffer for a bad conscience. Your wife is as honest an omens as I will desire as among 5,000, and 500 too.
By God, I see it is an honest woman.
Well, I promised you a dinner. Come, walk in the park. I pray you, pardon me. I will hereafter make known to you why I have done this. Come, wife, come, Mistress Page. I pray you, pardon me. Pray heartily, pardon me.
Let's go in, gentlemen, but trust me, we'll mock him. I do invite you tomorrow morning to my house to breakfast. After, we'll a birding together. I have a fine hawk for the bush. Shall it be so?
Anything.
If there is one, I shall make two in the company.
If there be one or two, I shall make as a third.
Pray you go, Master Page.
I pray you now. Remembrance tomorrow on the lousy knave, mine host.
That is good, by God, with all my heart.
A lousy knave to have his gibes and his mockeries.
I see I cannot get thy father's love. Therefore no more turn me to him, sweet Nan.
Alas, how then?
Why, thou must be thyself. He doth object I am too great of birth, and that, my state being galled with my expense, I seek to heal it only by his wealth. Besides these other bars he lays before me, my riots past, my wild societies, and tells me 'tis a thing impossible I should love thee but as a property.
Maybe he tells you true.
No, heaven so speed me in my time to come, albeit I will confess. Thy father's wealth was the first motive that I wooed thee in. Yet, wooing thee, I found thee of more value than stamps and gold or sums in sealed bags, and 'tis the very riches of thyself that now I aim at.
Gentle Master Fenton, yet seek my father's love. Still seek it, sir. If opportunity and humble a suit cannot attain it, why then, hark you hither.
Break thy talk, mistress, quickly. My kinsman shall speak for himself.
I'll make a shaft or a bolt on it, slid. 'Tis but venturing.
Be not dismayed.
No, she shall not dismay me. I care not for that, but that I am afeared.
Hark ye, Master Slender would speak a word with you.
I come to him. This is my father's choice. Oh, what a world of vile, ill-favored faults. Looks handsome in 300 pounds a year.
And how does good Master Fenton, pray you, a word with you?
She's coming to her, cause, oh boy, that's the father.
I had a father, Mistress Anne. My uncle can tell you good jests of him. Pray you, uncle, tell Mistress Anne the jest, how my father stole 2 geese out of a pen, good uncle.
Mistress Anne, my cousin loves you.
Aye, that I do, as well as I love any woman in Gloucestershire.
He will maintain you like a gentlewoman.
Aye, that I will. Come, cut in Longtail under the degree of Esquire.
He will make you 150 pounds jointure.
Good Master Shallow, let him woo for himself.
Mary, I thank you for it. I thank you for that good comfort. She calls you. I'll leave. I'll leave you.
Now, Master Slender.
Now, good Mistress Anne.
What is your will?
My will, lords hotlings, that's a pretty jest indeed. I never made my will yet, I thank heaven. I am not such a sickly creature. I give heaven praise.
I mean, Master Slender, What would you with me?
Truly, for my own part, I would little or nothing with you. Your father and my uncle have made motions. If it be my luck, so. If not, happy man be his dole. They can tell you how things go better than I can. You may ask your father. Here he comes.
Now, Master Slender, love him, daughter Anne. Why? How now? What does Master Fenton here? You wrong me, sir, thus still to haunt my house. I told you, sir, my daughter is disposed of.
Nay, Master Page, be not impatient.
Good Master Fenton, come not to my child.
She is no match for you.
Sir, will you hear me?
No, good Master Fenton. Come, Master Shallow, come, son Slender, in. Knowing my mind, you wrong me, Master Fenton.
Speak to Mistress Page.
Good Mistress Page, for that I love your daughter in such a righteous fashion as I do, perforce, against all checks, rebukes, and manners. I must advance the colors of my love and not retire. Let me have your good will.
Good mother, do not marry me to yond fool.
I mean it not. I seek you a better husband.
That's my master, Master Doctor.
Alas, I'd rather be set quick in the earth than rolled to death with turnips.
Come, trouble not yourself. Good Master Fenton, I will not be your friend nor enemy. My daughter will I question how she loves you, and as I find her, so am I affected. Till then, farewell, sir. She must needs go in. Her father will be angry.
Farewell, gentle mistress. Farewell, Nan.
This is my doing now. Nay, said I, will you cast away your child on a fool and a physician? Look on Master Fenton. This is my doing.
I thank thee, and I pray thee once tonight, give my sweet Nan this ring. There's for thy pains.
Now, heaven send thee good fortune. A kind heart he hath. A woman would run through fire and water for such a kind heart. But yet I would my master had Mistress Anne, or I would Master Slender had her, or in sooth I would Master Fenton had her. I will do what I can for them all three, for so I have promised, and I'll be as good as my word. But speciously for Master Fenton. Well, I must up another errand to Sir John Falstaff from my two mistresses. What a beast am I to slack it?
Bardolph, I say.
Here, sir.
Go fetch me a quart of sack and put a toast in it. Have I lived to be carried in a basket like a barrow of butcher's offal and to be thrown into the Thames? Well, if I be served such another trick, I'll have my brains taken out and buttered and give them to a dog for a New Year's gift. The rogues slighted me into the river with as little remorse as they would have drowned a blind bitch's puppies, 15 in the litter. And you may know by my size that I have a kind of alacrity in sinking. If the bottom were as deep as hell, I should down. I had been drowned, but the shore was shelvy and shallow. A death that I abhor, for the water swells a man. And what a thing would I have been when I had been swelled. I would have been a mountain of mummy.
Here's Mistress quickly, sir, to speak with you.
All right, well, let me pour in some sack to the Thames water, for my belly's as cold as if I had swallowed snowballs for pills to cool the rains.
Come in, woman.
Call her in.
Leave. I cry you mercy, give your worship good morrow.
Take away these chalices. Huh? And go brew me a pottle of sack finally.
With eggs, sir?
Simple of itself. I'll no pullet sperm in my brewage. Ugh. How now?
Marry, sir. I come to your worship from Mistress Ford.
Oh, Mistress Ford? I've had Ford enough. I was thrown into the Ford. I have my belly full of Ford.
Alas the day! Good heart, that was not her fault. She does so take on with her men. They mistook their erection.
So did I mine, to build upon a foolish woman's promise.
Well, she laments, sir, for it, that it would yearn your heart to see it. Her husband goes this morning a-birding. She desires you once more to come to her between 8 and 9. I must carry her word quickly. She'll make you amends, I warrant it.
Well, I will visit her and tell her so.
Hmm.
And bid her think what a man is. Let her consider his frailty, and then judge me of my merit.
I will tell her.
Do so. Between 9 and 10, sayest thou?
8 and 9.
Well, be good.
Sir.
I will not miss her.
Peace be with you, sir.
I marvel I hear not of Master Brooke. He sent me word to stay within. I like his money well. Oh, here he comes.
Bless you, sir.
Now, Master Brooke, you come to know what hath passed between me and Ford's wife.
That indeed, Sir John, is my business.
Master Brooke, I will not lie to you. I was at her house the hour she appointed me.
And sped you, sir?
Very ill-favoredly, Master Brooke.
How so, sir? Did she change her determination?
No, Master Brooke. But the peaking cornuto, her husband, Master Brooke, dwelling in a continual alarm of jealousy, comes me in the instant of our encounter. After we had embraced and kissed and protested, and as it were, spoke the prologue of our comedy, and at his heels, a rabble of his companions, thither provoked and instigated by his distemper, and forsooth to search his house for his wife's love.
While you were there?
While I was there!
And did he search for you and could not find you?
You shall hear. As good luck would have it, comes in one Mistress Page, gives intelligence of Ford's approach, and in her invention and Ford's wife's distraction, they conveyed me into a buck basket.
A buck basket?
By the Lord, a buck basket! Rammed me in with foul shirts and smocks, socks, foul stockings, greasy napkins, that, Master Brooke, there was the rankest compound of villainous smell that ever offended nostril.
And how long lay you there?
Nay, you shall hear, Master Brooke, what I have suffered to bring this woman to evil for your good. Being thus crammed in the basket, a couple of Ford's knaves, his hinds, were called forth by their mistress to carry me in the name of foul clothes to Datchet Lane. They took me on their shoulders, met the jealous knave and their master in the door, who asked them once or twice what they had in their basket. Quaked in fear, lest the lunatic knave would have searched it, but fate, ordaining he should be a cuckold, held his hand. Well, on went he for a search, and away went I for foul clothes. But mark the sequel, Master Brooke. I suffered the pangs of 3 several deaths. First, an intolerable fright, to be detected with a jealous, rotten bellwether. Next, to be compassed like a good bilbo in the circumference of a peck, hilt to point, heel to head, and then to be stopped in like a strong distillation with stinking clothes that fretted in their own grease. Think of that, a man of my kidney. Think of that I'm as subject to heat as butter, a man of continual dissolution and thaw. It was a miracle to escape suffocation. And in the height of this bath, when I was more than half stewed in grease, like a Dutch dish, to be thrown into the Thames and cooled glowing hot in that surge, like a horseshoe. Think of that, hissing hot. Think of that, Master Brooke.
In good sadness, I am sorry that for my sake you have suffered all this. My suit then is desperate. You'll undertake her no more.
Master Brooke, I will be thrown into Etna, as I have been into Thames ere I will leave her thus. Her husband is this morning got a birding. I have received from her another embassy of meeting. 8 and 9 is the hour, Master Brooke.
'Tis past 8 already, sir.
Is it? Ooh, I will then address me to my appointment. Come to me at your convenient leisure, and you shall know how I speed, and the conclusion shall be crowned with your enjoying her. Adieu. You shall have her, Master Brooke. Master Brooke, you shall cuckold Ford.
Is this a vision? Is this a dream? Do I sleep? Master Ford, awake! Awake, Master Ford! There's a hole made in your best coat, Master Ford. This is to be married. This is to have linen and buck baskets. Well, I will proclaim myself what I am. I will now take the lecture. He's at my house. He cannot escape me. 'Tis impossible he should. He cannot creep into a halfpenny purse, not into a pepper box, but lest the devil that guides him should aid him, I will search impossible places. Though what I am, I cannot avoid, yet to be what I would not shall not make me tame. If I have horns to make one mad, let the proverb go with me. I'll be horn mad!
Is he at Master Ford's already, thinkest thou?
Sure he is by this, or will be presently. But truly, he's a very courageous mad about his throwing into the water. Mistress Ford desires you to come suddenly.
I'll be with her by and by. I'll but bring my young man here to school. Look where his master comes. 'Tis a playing day, I see. How now, Sir Hugh? No school today?
Oh, Master Slender has let the boys leave to play.
Blessing of his heart.
Sir Hugh, my husband says my son profits nothing in the world at his book. I pray you, ask him some questions in his accidents.
Come hither, William. Hold up your head. Come.
Come on, sirrah. Hold up your head. Answer your master. Be not afraid.
Willem, how many numbers is in nouns?
2. Truly, I thought there had been one number more. Well, because they say odds nouns.
Sir Tatlins. What is fair, William?
Poacher. Polecats? There are fairer things than polecats, sure.
You are a very simplicity woman. I pray you peace. What is lapis, William?
A stone.
And what is a stone, William?
A pebble.
No, it is lapis. I pray you, remember your brain.
Lapis.
That is good, Willem. What is he, Willem, that does lend articles?
Articles are borrowed of the pronoun and be thus declined. Singularitor nomvito hec hec hoc.
Nomantivo ig hag hog. Pray mark. Genitivo huius. Well, what does your sake of this?
Accusativo hinc.
I pray you have your remembrance, child. Accusative. Hang, hang, hung.
Hang hog is Latin for bacon, I warrant you.
Leave your parables, woman. What is a vocative case, Willem?
O octavo o.
Remember, Willem, vocative is carrot.
And that's a good root.
Oh, man, forbear.
Peace.
What is your genitive case plural, William?
Genitive case?
Aye.
Genitive. Horum, harem, horum.
Oh, vengeance of Jenny's case. Fie on her. Never name her child if she be a whore.
For shame, woman.
You do ill to teach the child such words. He teaches him to hick and to hack. which they'll do fast enough of themselves, and to call horror on you.
Oh, man, art thou all lunatics? Hast thou no understandings but thy cases and the numbers and the genders? Thou art as foolish Christian creatures as I would desires.
Prithee, hold thy peace.
Show me now, William, some declensions of your pronouns.
Forsooth, I have forgot.
It is que quod. If you forget your quays, and your quads, your maybe preaches. Go your ways and play go.
He is a better scholar than I thought he was.
He has a good sprag memory. Farewell, Mistress Page.
Adieu, good Sir Hugh. Get you home, boy. Come, we stay too long.
Mistress Ford, your sorrow hath eaten up my sufferance. I see you are obsequious in your love, and I profess requital to a hair's breadth, not only Mistress Ford in the simple office of love, but in all the accoutrement, compliment, and ceremony of it. But are you sure of your husband now?
He's a birding, sweet Sir John.
What ho, gossip Ford, what ho?
Step into the chamber, Sir John.
How now, sweetheart? Who's at home besides yourself?
Why, none but mine own people.
Indeed?
No, certainly. Speak louder.
Truly, I am so glad you have nobody here.
Why?
Why, woman, your husband is in his old loons again. He so takes on yonder with my husband, so rails against all married mankind, so curses all Eve's daughters of what complexion soever, and so buffets himself on the forehead, crying, peer out, that any madness I ever yet beheld seemed tameness, civility, and patience to this his distemper he is in now. I am glad the fat knight is not here.
Why does he talk of him?
Of none but him, and swears he was carried out the last time he searched for him in a basket. Protest to my husband he is here now, and hath drawn him and the rest of the company from their sport to make another experiment of his suspicion. But I am glad the knight is not here. Now he shall see his own foolery.
How near is he, Mistress Page?
Hard by, at street end. He will be here anon.
I am undone. The knight is here.
Why, then you are utterly shamed, and he's but a dead man. What a woman are you? Away with him! Away with him! Better shame than murder.
Which way should we go? How should I bestow him? Shall I put him in the basket again?
Nope. I'll come no more in the basket. May not go out ere he come.
Alas, 3 of Master Ford's brothers watch the door with pistols, that none shall issue out. Otherwise, you might slip away ere he came. But what make you here?
What shall I do? I'll creep up into the chimney.
They are always used to discharge their birding pieces. Creep into the kiln hole.
Where is it?
He will seek there, on my word. Neither press, coffer, chest, trunk, vault. He hath an abstract for the remembrance of such places, and he goes to them by his note. There is no hiding you in the house.
I'll go out then.
If you go out in your own semblance, you die, Sir John. Unless you go out disguised.
How might we disguise him?
Oh, alas the day, I know not. There is no woman's gown big enough for him. Otherwise, he might put on a hat, a muffler, a kerchief, and so escape.
Good hearts, devise something, any extremity rather than a mischief.
My maid's aunt, the fat woman of Brentford, has a gown above.
On my word, it will serve him. She's as big as he is. And there's her thrummed hat and her muffler, too. Run up, Sir John.
Go, sweet Sir John. Mistress Page and I will look some linen for your head.
Quick, quick. We'll come dress you straight. Put on the gown the while.
I would my husband would meet him in this shape. He cannot abide the old woman of Brentford. He swears she's a witch, forbade her at my house, and hath threatened to beat her.
Heaven guide him to thy husband's cudgel, and the devil guide his cudgel afterwards.
But is my husband coming?
Ah, in good sadness is he. And he talks of the basket, too, howsoever he hath had intelligence.
We'll try that. For I'll appoint my men to carry the basket again, to meet him at the door with it, as they did last time.
Nay, but he'll be here presently. Let's go dress him like the witch of Brentford.
I'll first direct my men what they should do with the basket. Go up, I'll bring the linen for him straight.
Hang him, dishonest varlet. We cannot misuse him enough. We'll leave a proof by that which we will do. Wives may be merry, and yet honest too. We do not act that often jest and laugh. 'Tis old but true. Still swine eat all the draught.
Go, sirs, take the basket again on your shoulders. Your master is hard at the door. If he bid you set it down, obey him quickly. Dispatch.
Aye, but if it prove true, Master Page, have you any way then to unfool me again? Set down the basket, villain. Somebody call my wife. Youth in a basket. Oh, you panderly rascals. There's a knot, a ginge, a pack, a conspiracy against me. Now shall the devil be shamed. What, wife, I say, come forth. Behold what honest clothes you send forth to bleaching.
Why, this passes, Master Ford. You are not to go loose any longer. You must be pinioned.
Why, this is lunatics. This is mad as a mad dog.
Indeed, Master Ford, this is not well, indeed.
So say I too, sir. Come hither, Mistress Ford. Mistress Ford, the honest woman, the modest wife, the virtuous creature that hath the jealous fool to her husband. I suspect without cause, mistress, do I?
Heaven be my witness, you do, if you suspect me in any dishonesty.
Well said, brazen face. Hold it out. Come forth, sirrah!
This passes.
Are you not ashamed? Let the clothes alone.
I shall find you anon.
'Tis unreasonable. Will you take up your wife's clothes? Come away.
Empty the basket, I say.
Why, man, why?
Master Page, as I am a man, there was one conveyed out of my house yesterday in this basket. Why may not he be there again? In my house, I am sure he is. My intelligence is true. My jealousy is reasonable. Pluck me out all the linen.
If you find a man there, he shall die a flea's death.
Here's no man.
By my fidelity, this is not well, Master Ford. This wrongs you.
Master Ford, you must pray and not follow the imaginations of your own heart. This is jealousies.
It is not here I seek for.
No, nowhere else but in your braid.
Help me to search my house this one time. If I find not what I seek, show no color for my extremity. Let me forever be your table sport. Let them say of me, as jealous as Ford that searched a hollow walnut for his wife's layman. Satisfy me once more. Once more search with me.
What ho, Mistress Page! Come you and the old woman down. My husband will come into the chamber.
Old woman? What old woman's this?
Nay, it's my maid's aunt of Brentford.
A witch? A queen, an old cousining queen. Have I not forbid her my house? She comes of errands, does she? We are simple men. We do not know what's brought to pass under the profession of fortune-telling. She works by charms, by spells, by the figure, and such daubery as this is beyond our element. We know nothing. Come down, you witch! You hag, you! Come down, I say!
Nay, good sweet husband, good gentleman, let him not strike the old woman.
Come, Mother Pratt, come, give me your hand.
Oh, I'll prat her.
Oh,
Out my door, you witch, you hag, you baggage, you polecat, you runion, out! Out! I'll conjure you! I'll fortune tell you!
Are you not ashamed? I think you've killed the poor woman.
Nay, he will do it. 'Tis goodly credit for you.
Hang her, the witch!
By the yea and no, I think the omen is a witch indeed. I like not when an omen has a great beard. I spy a great beard under his muffler.
Will you follow, gentlemen? I beseech you, follow, see but the issue of my jealousy. If I cry out thus upon no trail, never trust me when I open again.
Let's obey his humor a little further. Come, gentlemen.
Trust me, he beat him most pitifully.
Ay, by the mass, that he did not. He beat him most unpitifully, methought.
I'll have the cudgel hallowed and hung over the altar. It hath done meritorious service.
What think you? May we, with the warrant of womanhood and the witness of a good conscience, pursue him with any further revenge?
The spirit of wantonness is, sure, scared out of him. If the devil have him not in fee simple, with fine and recovery, he will never, I think, in the way of waste, attempt us again.
Shall we tell our husbands how we have served him?
Yes, by all means, if it be but to scrape the figures out of your husband's brains. If they can find in their hearts the poor unvirtuous fat knight shall be any further afflicted, we too will still be the ministers.
I'll warrant they'll have him publicly shamed, and methinks there would be no period to the jest, should he not be publicly shamed.
Come to the forge with it then, shape it. I would not have things cool.
Sir, the Germans desire to have 3 of your horses. The Duke himself will be tomorrow at court, and they are going to meet him.
What duke should that be come so secretly? I hear not of him in the court. Let me speak with the gentlemen. They speak English?
Aye, sir. I'll call them to you.
They shall have my horses, but I'll make them pay. I'll sauce them. They've had my house a week at command. I have turned away my other guests. They must come off. I'll sauce them. Come.
'Tis one of the best discretions of an omen as ever I did look upon.
And did he send you both these letters at an instant?
Within a quarter of an hour.
Pardon me, wife. Henceforth do as thou wilt. I rather will suspect the sun with cold than thee with wantonness. Now doth thy honor stand in him that was of late an heretic, as firm as faith.
'Tis well, no more. Be not as extreme in submission as in offense, but let our plot go forward. Let our wives yet once again, to make us public sport, appoint a meeting with this old fat fellow, where we may take him and disgrace him for it.
There is no better way than that they spoke of.
How? To send him word they'll meet him in the park at midnight. Fie, he'll never come.
You say he's been thrown in the rivers and has been grievously peat and has an old omen. Methinks there should be terrors in him that he should not come. Methinks his flesh is punished, he shall have no desires.
So think I too.
Devise but how you'll use him when he comes, and let us too devise to bring him thither.
There is an old tale goes that Herne the hunter, sometime a keeper here in Windsor forest, doth all the winter time, at still midnight, walk round about an oak with great ragged horns, and there he blasts the tree and takes the cattle and makes milk kine yield blood and shakes the chain in a most hideous and dreadful manner. You have heard of such a spirit, and well you know the superstition idle-headed eld received and did deliver to our age, this tale of Herne, the hunter, for a truth.
Why, yet there want not many that do fear in deep of night to walk by this Herne's oak. But what of this?
Mary, this is our device, that Falstaff at the Oak shall meet with us.
Well, let it not be doubted that he'll come, and in this shape, when you have brought him thither, what shall be done with him? What is your plot?
That likewise have we thought upon, and thus. Nan Page is my daughter, and my little son, and 3 or 4 more of their growth, we'll dress like urchins, oofs, and fairies, green and white, with rounds of waxen tapers on their heads and rattles in their hands. Upon a sudden, as Falstaff, she and I are newly met, let them from forth a saw-pit rush at once with some diffused song. Upon their sight, we too in great amazedness will fly. Then let them all encircle him about, and fairy-like to pinch the unclean knight, and ask him why that hour of fairy revel in their so sacred paths he dares to tread in shape profane.
And till he tell the truth, let the supposed fairies pinch him sound and burn him with their tapers.
The truth being known, we'll all present ourselves, dishorn the spirit, and mock him home to Windsor.
The children must be practiced well to this, or they'll never do it.
I will teach the children their behaviors, and I will be like a jackanapes also, to burn the night with my tabor.
That will be excellent. I'll go and buy them vizards.
My Nan shall be the queen of all the fairies, finely attired in a robe of white.
That silk will I go buy, and in that time shall Master Slender steal my Nan away, and marry her at Eton. Go send to Falstaff straight.
Nay, I'll to him again in the name of the brook. He'll tell me all his purpose. Sure, he'll come.
Fear not you that. Get us properties and tricking for our fairies.
Let us about it. It is admirable pleasures and fairy honest knaveries.
Go, Mistress Ford. Send quickly to Sir John to know his mind. I'll to the doctor. He hath my good will, and none but he to marry with Nan Page. That Slender, though well landed, is an idiot. And he, my husband, best of all effects. The doctor is well moneyed, and his friends potent at court. He, none but he, shall have her, though 20,000 worthy come to crave her.
What wouldst thou have, boar? What thick skin? Speak. Breathe. Discuss. Breathe. Short, quick, snap.
Marry, sir, I come to speak with Sir John Falstaff from Master Slender.
There's his chamber, his house, his castle, his standing bed and truckle bed. 'Tis painted about with the story of the prodigal, fresh and new. Go, knock and call. He'll speak like an Anthropophagian unto thee. Knock, I say.
There's an old woman, a fat woman, gone up into his chamber. I'll be so bold as stay, sir, until she comes down. I come to speak with her indeed.
Ha! Fat woman. The knight may be robbed. I'll call. Bully knight. Bully, Sir John. Speak from thy lungs military, art thou there? It is thy host. Thine Ephesian calls.
How now, mine host?
He is a Bohemian Tartar, tarries the coming down of thy fat woman. Let it descend, bully, let it descend. My chambers are honorable. Fie. Privacy? Fie.
There was, mine host, an old fat woman even now with me, but she's gone.
Pray you, sir, wasn't not the wise woman of Brentford?
Aye, Mary, was it, Muscle Shell? What would you with her?
Well, my master, sir, Master Slender, sent to her, seeing her go through the streets, to know, sir, whether one Nym, sir, that beguiled him of a chain, had the chain or no.
I spake with the old woman about it.
And what says she, I pray, sir?
Mary, she says that the very same man that beguiled Master Slender of his chain cozened him of it.
I would I could have spoken with the woman herself. I had other things to have spoken with her, too, from him.
What are they? Let us know.
Aye, come quick.
I may not conceal them, sir.
Conceal them, or thou diest.
Why, sir, they were nothing but about Mistress Anne Page. To know if it were my master's fortune to have her or no.
Tis his fortune.
What, sir?
To have her or no. Go, say the old woman told me so.
May I be bold to say so, sir?
Aye, sir, like who more bold?
I thank your worship. I shall make my master glad with these tidings.
Thou art clerkly, Sir John. Was there a wise woman with thee?
Aye, that there was, mine host. One that hath taught me more wit than ever I learned before in my life. And I paid nothing for it neither, but was paid for my learning.
Out, Alistair! Cozenage, mere cozenage!
Where be my horses? Speak well of them, Barletto.
Run away with the cozeners. For so soon as I came beyond Eton, they threw me off from behind one of them in a slough of mere and set spurs and away, like 3 German devils, 3 Dr. Faustuses.
They are gone but to meet the Duke, villain. Do not say they be fled. Germans are honest men.
Where is mine host?
What is the matter, sir?
Have a care of your entertainments. There is a friend of mine who come to town, tells me there is 3 cousin Germans who has cozened all the hosts of Raidens, of Maidenhead, of Colebrook, of horses and money. I tell you for good will, look you are wise and will have jibes and bloating stocks, and 'tis not convenient that you should be cozened. Fare you well.
Where is mine host Chartier?
Here, Master Doctor, in perplexity and doubtful dilemma.
I cannot tell what is that, but it is, tell me that you make grand preparation for Duke de Jamani. By my troth, there is no Duke, that the court is not to come. I tell you for good will. Adieu.
Hue and cry, villain, go! Assist me, knight, I am undone. Fly, run, hue and cry, villain, I am undone.
I would all the world might be cozened, for I've been cozened and beaten too. If it should come to the ear of the court how I've been transformed, and how my transformation hath been washed and cudgeled, they would melt me out of my fat drop by drop and liquor fishermen's boots with me. I warrant they would whip me with their fine wits till I were as crestfallen as a dried pear. I never prospered since I forswore myself at Primero. Well, if my wind were but long enough to say my prayers, I would repent. Now whence comes you?
From the 2 parties, forsooth.
The devil take one party and his damn the other, and so they shall be both bestowed. I have suffered more for their sakes, more than the villainous inconstancy of man's disposition is able to bear.
Not they suffered. Yes, I warrant. Speciously one of them. Mistress Ford, good heart, is beaten black and blue, that you cannot see a white spot about her.
What tellst thou me of black and blue? I was beaten myself into all the colors of the rainbow, and I was like to be apprehended for the witch of Brentford. But that my admirable dexterity of wit, my counterfeiting the action of an old woman, delivered me. The knave constable had set me in the common stocks, for a witch.
Sir, let me speak with you in your chamber. You shall hear how things go, and I warrant to your content. Here is a letter, will say somewhat. Good hearts, what ado here is to bring you together. Sure, one of you does not serve heaven well, but you're so crossed.
Come up into my chamber.
Host.
Master Fenton, talk not to me. My mind is heavy. I will give over all.
Yet hear me speak. Assist me in my purpose, and as I am a gentleman, I'll give thee 100 pound in gold, more than your loss.
I will hear you, Master Fenton, and I will at the least keep your counsel.
From time to time, I have acquainted you with the dear love I bear to fair Anne Page, who mutually hath answered my affection, so far forth as herself might be her chooser, even to my wish. I have a letter of her, of such contents as you will wonder at, the mirth whereof so larded with my matter, that neither singly can be manifested without the show of both. That Falstaff hath a great scene. The image of the jest I'll show you here at large. Hark, good mine host, tonight at Herne's Oak, just twixt 12 and 1, must my sweet Nan present the fairy queen. The purpose why is here, in which disguise, while other jests are something rank on foot, her father hath commanded her to slip away with Slender, and with him at Eton immediately to marry. She hath consented. Now, sir, her mother, ever strong against that match, and firm for Dr. Caius, hath appointed that he shall likewise shuffle her away, while other sports are tasking of their minds, and at the deanery where a priest attends straight marry her. To this her mother's plot she seemingly obedient likewise hath made promise to the doctor. Now, thus it rests. Her father means she shall be all in white, and in that habit, when Slender sees him when Slender sees his time to take her by the hand and bid her go, she shall go with him. Her mother hath intended the better to denote her to the doctor, for they must all be masked and visited, that quaint and green she shall be loose and robed, with ribbons pendant, flaring about her head, and when the doctor spies his vantage ripe, to pinch her by the hand, and on that token the maid hath given consent to go with him.
Which means she to deceive, father or mother?
Both, my good host, to go along with me. And here it rests that you'll procure the vicar to stay for me at church twixt 12 and 1, and in the lawful name of marrying to give our hearts united ceremony.
Well, husband, your device. I'll to the vicar. Bring you the maid. You shall not lack a priest.
So shall I evermore be bound to thee. Besides, I'll make a present recompense.
Prithee, no more prattling. Go, I'll hold. This is the third time. I hope good luck lies in odd numbers. Away I go. They say there is divinity in odd numbers, either in nativity, chance, or death. Away.
I'll provide you a chain, and I'll do what I can to get you a pair of horns.
Away, I say. Time wears. Hold up your head and mince. Oh, how now, Master Brooke? Master Brooke, the matter will be known tonight, or never. Be you in the park about midnight at Herne's Oak, and you shall see wonders.
Went you not to her yesterday, sir, as you told me you had appointed?
Though I went to her, Master Brooke, as you see, like a poor old man, but I came from her, Master Brooke, like a poor old woman. That same knave, Ford, her husband, hath the finest mad devil of jealousy in him, Master Brooke, that ever governed frenzy. I will tell you, he beat me grievously in the shape of a woman. For in the shape of a man, Master Brooke, I fear not Goliath with a weaver's beam, because I know also life is a shuttle. I'm in haste. Go along with me. I'll tell you all, Master Brooke. Since I plucked geese, played truant, and whipped top, I knew not what was to be beaten till lately. Follow me. I'll tell you strange things of this knave Ford, on whom tonight I will be revenged, and I will deliver his wife into your hand. Follow. Strange things in hand, Master Brooke. Follow.
Come, come. we'll couch you the castle ditch till we see the lights of our ferries. Remember, son Slender, my daughter.
Aye, forsooth, I have spoke with her, and we have a nay word how to know one another. I come to her in white and cry mum. She cries budget. And by that we know one another.
That's good too, but what needs either your mum or a budget? The white will decipher her well enough. It struck 10 o'clock.
The night is dark. Light and spirits will become it well. Heaven prosper our sport. No man means evil but the devil, and we shall know him by his horns. Let's away. Follow me.
Master Doctor, my daughter is in green. When you see your time, take her by the band, away with her to the deanery, and dispatch it quickly. Go before into the park. We two must go together.
I know what I have to do. Adieu.
Fare you well, sir. My husband will not rejoice so much at the abuse of Falstaff as he will chafe at the doctor's marrying my daughter. But 'tis no matter. Better a little chiding than a great deal of heartbreak.
Where's Nan now and her troop of fairies? And the Welsh devil Hugh?
They are all couched in a pit hard by Herne's Oak, with obscured lights, which at the very instant of Falstaff's and our meeting, they will at once display to the night.
That cannot choose but amaze him.
If he be not amazed, he will be mocked. If he be amazed, he will every way be mocked.
We'll betray him finely.
Against such lewdsters and their lechery, those that betray them do no treachery.
The hour draws on. To the oak! To the oak!
Trip fairies, come and remember your parts. Be plod, I pray you, follow me into the pit, and when I give the watch orders, do as I bid you. Come, trip.
The Windsor bell hath struck 12. Minute draws on. Oh, now the hot-blooded gods assist me. Remember, Jove, thou wast a bull for thy Europa. Love set on thy horns. Oh, powerful love. That in some respects makes a beast a man, in some other, a man a beast. You were also Jupiter a swan, right, for the love of Leda. Oh, omnipotent love. How near the god drew to the complexion of a goose. A fault done first in the form of a beast. Oh, Jove, a beastly fault. Oh, and then another fault in the semblance of a fowl. Think on it, Jove. A foul fault. You know, when gods have hot backs, what should poor men do? For me, I am here a Windsor stag, and the fattest, I think, in the forest. Oh, send me a cool rut time, Jove. Or who can blame me to piss my tallow? Who comes here? My doe?
Sir John, art thou there, my dear, my male dear?
Oh, my doe with the black scut. Let the sky rain potatoes. Let it thunder to the tune of greensleeves. Hail kissing comfits and snow eringos. Let there come a tempest of provocation. I will shelter me here.
Mistress Page has come with me, sweetheart.
What? Divide me like a bride buck. Each a haunch. I will keep my sides to myself, my shoulders for the fellow of this walk, and my horns I bequeath to your husbands. Am I a woodman? Huh? Speak I like Herne the hunter? Why, now is Cupid a child of conscience? He makes restitution. As I am a true spirit, welcome.
Alas, what noise?
Heaven forgive our sins.
What should this be?
Away, away.
Away.
I think the devil will not have me damned, lest the oil that's in me should set hell on fire. He would never else cross me thus.
Fairies, black, gray, green, and white. You moonshine revelers and shades of night, you orphan heirs of fixed destiny, attend your office and your quality. Cry, hobgoblin, make the fairy noise.
Elves, list your names. Silence, you airy toys. Cricket, to Windsor, chimneys shalt thou leap, where fires thou find'st unraked, and hearths unswept. There, pinch the maids as blue as bilberry. Our radiant queen hates sluts and sluttery.
They're fairies. He that speaks to them shall die. I'll wink and couch. No man their works must die.
Where's Betty? Go you in where you find a maid that ere she sleep has thrice her prayer said. Raise up the organs of her fantasy. Sleep as she should, as careless infancy. But those who sleep and think not on their sins, pinch them arms, backs and legs, shoulders, sides and shins.
About, search Windsor Castle, elves within and out. Strew good luck, oaths on every sacred room, that it may stand till the perpetual doom. In state is wholesome, as in state 'tis fit, worthy the owner, and the owner it. The several chairs of order look you scour with juice of balm and every precious flower. Each fair installment, coat and several crest, with loyal blazon evermore be blessed. And nightly, meadow fairies, look you sing, like to the garter's compass in a ring. The expression that it bears, green, let it be, more fertile, fresh than all the field to see. And oli suki mal y pense, right in emerald tufts, flowers purple, blue, and white. Let sapphire, pearl, and rich embroidery, buckled below fair knighthood's bended knee. Fairies use flowers for their charactery. Away, disperse. But till 'tis 1 o'clock, our dance of custom round about the oak of Herne the Hunter, let us not forget.
Pray you, lock hand in hand, yourselves in order set, and 20 glowworms shall our lanterns be, to guide our measure round about the tree. But stay, I smell a man of Middle Earth.
Heavens defend me from that Welsh fairy, lest he transform me into a piece of cheese.
Vile worm, thou wast o'erlooked even in thy birth.
With trial fire, touch me his finger end. If he be chaste, the flame will back descend and turn him to no pain. But if he start, it is the flesh of a corrupted heart.
A trial, come.
Come, this will take iron.
Ow, 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 ow.
Corrupt and tainted in desire. About it, fairies, and sing a scornful rhyme. And as you trip, still pinch him to your time. Fie on sinful fantasy, fie on lust and luxury. Lust is but a bloody fire, kindled with unchaste desire, fed in heart whose flames aspire, as do thoughts to blow them higher and higher. Pinch him, fairies, mutually. Pinch him for his villainy. Pinch him and burn him and turn him about, till candles and starlight and moonshine be out.
Nay, do not fly. I think we have watched you now. Will none but Hurry the Hunter serve your turn?
I pray you, come, hold up the jest no higher. Now, good Sir John, how like you Windsor wives? See you these, husband? Do not these fair yokes become the forest better than the town?
Now, sir, who's a cuckold now? Oh, Master Brooke, Falstaff's a knave, a cuckoldly knave. Here are his horns, Master Brooke, and Master Brooke, oh, he hath enjoyed nothing of Ford's, but his buck-basket, his cudgel, and 20 pounds of money, which must be paid to Master Brooke. His horses are arrested for it, Master Brooke.
Sir John, we have had ill luck. We could never meet. I will never take you for my love again, but I will always count you my dear.
I do begin to perceive that I am made an ass.
Aye, and an ox too. Both the proofs are extant.
And these are not fairies. I was 3 or 4 times in the thought they were not fairies, and yet the guiltiness of my mind, the sudden surprise of my powers drove the grossness of the foppery into a received belief, in despite of the teeth of all rhyme and reason, that they were fairies. You see now how wit can be made a jackalent when 'tis upon ill employment.
Sir John Falstaff, serve God, and leave your desires, and fairies will not pinch you.
Well said, Fairy Hugh.
And leave your jealousies too, I pray you.
I will never mistrust my wife again till thou art able to woo her in good English.
Have I laid my brain in the sun and dried it, that it wants matter, to prevent so gross overreaching as this? Am I ridden with a Welsh goat, too? Shall I have a coxcomb of frieze? 'Tis time I were choked with a piece of toasted cheese.
Cheese is not good to give Potter. Your belly is all Potter.
Cheese and Potter. Have I lived to stand at the taunt of one that makes fritters of English? This is enough to be the decay of lust and late walking through the realm.
Why, Sir John, do you think, though we would have the virtue out of our hearts by the head and shoulders, and have given ourselves without scruple to hell, that ever the devil could have made you our delight?
What, a hodge pudding? A bag of flax?
A puffed man.
Old, cold, withered, and of intolerable entrails.
And one that is as slanderous as Satan.
And as poor as Job.
And as wicked as his wife.
And given to fornications, and to taverns and sack, and wines and metalgrins, and to drinkings, and to swearings, and to starings, bribbles and brabbles.
Well, I am your theme. You have the start of me. I am dejected. I'm not able to answer the Welsh flannel. Ignorance itself is a plummet o'er me. Use me as you will.
Marry, sir, will bring you to Windsor, to one Master Brooke, that you have cozened of money to whom you should have been a pounder. Over and above that you have suffered, I think to repay that money will be of biting affliction.
Yet be cheerful, knight. Thou shalt eat a posset tonight at my house, where I will desire thee to laugh at my wife, that now laughs at thee. Tell her Master Slender hath married her daughter.
Doctors doubt that. If Anne Page be my daughter, she is, by this, Dr. Caius's wife.
Whoa, ho! Ho, Father Page!
Son! How now? How now, son? Have you dispatched?
Dispatched! I'll make the best in Gloucestershire known it. Would I were hanged, Lyles.
Of what, son?
I came yonder at Eden to marry Mistress Anne Page, and she's a great lubberly boy. If it had not been in the church, I would have swinged him, or he should have swinged me. If I did not think it had been Anne Page, would I might never stir, and 'tis a postmaster's boy.
Upon my life, then, you took the wrong.
What need you tell me that? I think so when I took a boy for a girl. If I had been married to him for all he was in women's apparel, I would not have had him.
Why, this is your own folly. Did I not tell you I know my daughter by her garments?
I went to her in white and cried, Mum, and she cried budget, as Anne and I had appointed. And yet it was not Anne, but a postmaster's boy!
Good George, be not angry. I knew of your purpose, turned my daughter into green, and indeed she is now with the doctor at the deanery, and they're married.
Where is Mistress Page? By God, I am concerned. I married un garçon, a boy, a paysan, by God, a boy. It is not Page, by God, I am concerned.
Why, did you take her in green?
Aye, by God, tis a boy. By God, I'll raise all Windsor.
This is strange. Who hath got the right Anne?
My heart misgives me. Here comes Master Fenton. How now, Master Fenton?
Pardon, good father. Good, my mother, pardon.
Now, mistress, how chance you went not with Master Slender?
Why went you not with Master Doctor, maid?
Amaze her. Hear the truth of it. You would have married her most shamefully, where there was no proportion held in love. The truth is, she and I, long since contracted, are now so sure that nothing can dissolve us. The offense is holy that she hath committed, and this deceit loses the name of craft, of disobedience, or unduteous title, since therein she doth evitate and shun 1,000 irreligious cursed hours, which forced marriage would have brought upon her.
Stand not amazed. Here is no remedy. In love, the heavens themselves do guide the state. Money buys lands, and wives are sold by fate.
I am glad, though you have ta'en a special stand to strike at me, that your arrow hath glanced.
Well, what remedy? Fenton, heaven give thee joy. What cannot be eschewed must be embraced.
When night dogs run, all sorts of deer are chased.
Well, I will muse no further. Master Fenton, heaven give you many, many merry days. Good husband, let us every one go home, and laugh this sport o'er by a country fire, Sir John and all.
Let it be so. Sir John, to Master Brooke, you yet shall hold your word, for he tonight shall lie with Mistress Ford.